was born so tired, Julie.
Played.
Morning, everybody. Thank you to Michelle Kinney, who's not here, for putting that in. That is my favorite scene of all time from any movie.
Michelle making me cry every time.
Every time. Morning, everybody. I'm Julie Yurgitsky here with Dana DuBois and Lawrence Linderman. Welcome to Saturdays for Sanity. How funny. So I did not know Michelle was putting that in. She just texted us that she wasn't sleeping last night as she put all these assets in. And I guess that was an asset that she put in. But I just mentioned this to my husband because I just got an invitation to go run supplies in Ukraine, from the Polish, from the Polish border over to, I guess, the front lines, and I really want to do it. I've been invited to do this for some time. I have I have a husband and a son who are looking at me like I'm crazy and say it's too dangerous. And I literally said to him, I go, was Victor Laszlo thinking it was too dangerous to be doing what he was doing when he was doing it? I got no response. And here's Victor Laszlo doing what he was doing. Best movie of all time, best scene of any movie of all time. I will be the first person to say that Victor Laszlo is the hottest man in all of cinema. And Ingrid Bergman was so lucky to end up with him and not with Rick in Casablanca. I'm sure she had an incredible couple of nights with it that she probably didn't have with Victor Laszlo, and I'm sure it worked out well for her for a couple of nights. But long term, Victor Laszlo was the better bet.
Yes, I fully agree. I need to go back. I haven't seen the movie in full, end to end, in probably like 2 decades. I need to go watch it. That inspired me to go watch it again.
Movie?
What's that?
You've seen this movie, right? Dana, or you have?
Of course, absolutely.
I've seen it, but it's been so long.
You guys, oh my God. I feel like we should do like a Mayday viewing of Casablanca.
Let's do it. I'm in.
That one and this is Spinal Tap.
Oh, Spinal Tap. We don't have to even do the viewing of Spinal Tap. I could just recite it for you right now from start to finish. But you guys, Casablanca is such it's the perfect movie. Like there's nothing extraneous in it. There's nothing like missing in it. It's just like, especially in times like this, it is just the most inspirational movie to watch. And the best part of Casablanca is they made it in the middle of World War II. They didn't know how it was going to turn out.
You're right.
All those people in that scene, and I think I've said this before because I know we played that scene before, but most of those extras in that scene, including the woman who said Vive la France, Vive la Liberté, they were all refugees. They were all French. A lot of them were French refugees who had made their way somehow, much like in this movie, to the United States. And so those tears were real. Because it was 1942 and they had no idea how the war was going to go.
So intense.
intense, and just I think about it and I want to cry. And Victor Laszlo, you are the hottest, and it makes me want to go run supplies to the Ukrainian military all the more.
That is an amazing opportunity, Julie, and you should do it. And I'm sure you've read Ken Harbaugh's latest in the Atlantic.
With Ken Harbaugh.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Do it. And can I come with?
Yes. The answer is yes. I shouldn't be saying yes, but I'm running into a little bit of obstruction here at home about doing this. I would take my son.
I can understand why. I applaud you, and I also understand the caution.
I mean, let me say this. I am Russian, as people know.
Yes.
And I am deeply, when I say ashamed, like this must be how Germans felt when, good Germans felt when World War II began. Like,
oh, yeah.
So deeply ashamed. I mean, I come from the Soviet Union, and so therefore there really weren't distinctions like about which part of the Soviet Union you came from, right? So if you came from Kiev, you came from Kiev. If you came from Moscow, you came from Moscow. I came from Moscow. Plenty of people I know and when we first got here, we're friends with.
Yeah.
In Kiev. And now it's just crazy that we are, the people from Kiev are from the good side, people like me from the bad side. And then on top of that, I think you guys know I'm on Putin's hit list. Like, he put me on a list of Americans who are banned from everything he put in Russia, which is crazy train. I saw that list. I don't know if I told you this. That list came out, and I'm looking at it. And I'm like, Joe Biden, Lloyd Austin, okay, this makes sense. Oh, a bunch of senators who really are anti-Russian, okay, this makes sense. And I'm literally looking down this list, and around number whatever it was, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. And then I'm like, Julie Roginski, what? Like, it was such an out-of-body experience. I was like, what?
Wow.
I know her.
I'm like,
I know her.
I'm like, Joe Biden makes sense. Julie Roginski does not make sense. Like, who the hell cares about what I have to say? I guess the Russians do. But
how many people were on that list? Like,
I think about 900. But it was like, it was mainly elected officials and journalists. And I think if I had to trace it back to what it was, when I was at Fox, I used to really go very hard. Fox crazily gave me my own show on Fox Digital because nobody paid attention to Fox Digital back then. This is like a decade ago.
Yeah.
And
sure.
I had this incredible producer who were like a little resistance in the building. And we had this show called The Clapback, which a lot of people in my generation are like, clap? Like what? But it was explained to me that the clapback is what the youngins do.
That's funny.
I'm not kidding. Everybody I spoke to my age, I'm like, yeah, the show they're calling The Clapback. And literally all of my friends are like, the clapback? They're like, you got the clap and now it's back? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So I'd never heard that. Yeah.
Talk about language emerging over time and evolving over time. That's hilarious.
Such a difference between Generation X, us, and then what this was. A clapback, as I found out, was, like somebody like takes a shot at you and then you clap back at them, you hit back at them. So my whole show was I had all these hate tweets coming at me because obviously I was a token Democrat at Fox. So I would literally address those tweets live on air. But what I would do is I would also go speak Russian into the camera and motherfuck the shit out of Vladimir Putin. And the Russian embassy would call and complain to Fox. And Fox was like, we don't even know what the hell she's doing. She's, like it's
it's all Russian to us.
Yeah, it's all Russian to us. And they're like, and the Russian embassy was like, no, she's a Russophobe. And I was like, how could I be a Russophobe? I'm Russian. Like, and that's how I got away with it. So I think that's what got me on Putin's list, which is interesting because they actually cared about what I had to say.
Yeah. That is amazing. You showed a clip previously of you speaking Russian into the camera, and it is so magnificent.
Yeah, well, thank you. But I think that's what got me on the list. So now I'm like, fuck it, I want to go to Ukraine. I want to, my husband is currently telling my son that this little dog that we got is now chewing up the floor. Having now chewed up all the furniture, she's moved on to chewing up the floor.
Yeah, well, good luck, guys. Julie's going to Ukraine. Have fun with Maggie.
I want to take my son with me. I'm like, what a great college application essay. And my husband's like, this is all you think about now. You think about everything through a college application essay prism. And I'm like, I know, but what a great opportunity.
But what a great essay. Oh my
What a
God.
great, I know. Actually, Dana and I thought the same thing, but what a great essay.
I know.
I'm in, Julie. I'm not kidding. If you can swing me an invite, I'll go with you.
I mean, how amazing would that be? You guys, this is like the righteous cause of our lifetime. Everybody's focused.
Absolutely. It absolutely is.
So I'm gonna have to work on my family here. But anyway, so you guys, how was your week?
You know, it was a strange week, but it was all right. Yeah. How about you guys?
I mean, mine was good. I wrote a thing that kind of went viral, and
Oh
I'm
my God, Lawrence.
We're
surfing
getting into that one.
Could we talk about this for a second? This is a very heavy topic for Saturday, so I don't want to dwell on it too much. Other than
For sure.
Lawrence wrote, go to Lawrence's Substack.
I'm grabbing it right now while you guys talk.
Oh, thank
Lawrence
you.
wrote, like, it's very rare that somebody can make me cry. Well, it's not rare that somebody can make me cry with their writing, because that's what beautiful writing is supposed to be. But this made me cry.
Oh, Julie.
And it was so beautiful. It was about Lawrence. It was about your identity. But I think you write a lot about being a gay man, but you don't write a lot and have not written a lot about being a Jew.
Right.
And what that means and how you look at it as a progressive, and what it means to you and what it means for other people and how they consider you, including people who are Jewish. And you wrote that, I mean, your mom converted to Judaism in a Reform synagogue, which means that according to the Israeli religious authorities, you're not Jewish because they don't acknowledge Reform conversions. And yet you're too Jewish for some people who think that you're, not sympathetic enough to the Palestinian cause and so on. It was just, I think you spoke for so many people. I mean, I was born Jewish, so I guess the religious authorities in Israel would acknowledge me as a Jew, but I don't ever go to synagogue. I don't subscribe to all their stuff. I don't believe in it. I'm basically an atheist, but I'm a Jew.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us feel very trapped in this. And somebody asked me what being Jewish is. And is it a religion? Well, not really, because many of us are not religious. Like, I'm not religious at all.
Right. I'm agnostic. I'm some weird, Buddhist shaman agnostic thing.
I believe there's something bigger than us out there. I think it's explained by science. Let's put it this way. I don't think it's explained by a guy. Let me put it this way. I don't think it's explained by this. I don't think it's explained by what's on St. Peter's, what's not in St. Peter's, what's in the Sistine Chapel.
Sistine Chapel, right.
Where God is touching Moses, right? Like, I don't think it's.
I was wondering what you were doing there.
I got it. I immediately knew. Like, she's doing the Michelangelo.
Michelangelo, Sistine Chapel. Remember that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
What
did I just do to my camera?
Yeah. Oh,
Lawrence, where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
I hit a thing on my keyboard.
Yeah, so I don't think for me, it's not a religion. For me, is it an ethnicity? I mean, I'm white.
Right. Well, you're white now in 2026. And when we first came up, when the Jewish people first started coming to this country, we were not white in the same way that Italians and Irish people were not white.
Right. I mean, if you ask Tucker Carlson, I'm not, but I am. If I had to check the box on the census and they asked me what my race was, I would say I'm white.
Oh, for sure.
So but there are plenty of Jews who are not white. Half of Israel is not white. Half of Israel, So, and then somebody said this to me, and I was like, this makes sense. Back in the olden times, like back when Judaism started as a religion, and it's the only religion that outlived this, there were tribes. There were tribes of people.
Yeah.
And so we're a tribe. That's
right.
all we are.
Literally.
Literally.
Like, I know we call it the tribe, but like literally we're a tribe. And there used to be hundreds of tribes like this in the Middle East. It's just that most of them did not survive the Muslim invasion. We did. And so therefore we are one of the few, I think probably the only remaining tribe of that of that era. And so I think that's what we are. And I think that's what you wrote about. But I don't know what you have to add to that, Lawrence, other than it was beautiful, and I hope as many people read it as they could.
Well, thank you. That means the world to me, Julie. It really does. And the thing that motivated me was, and this is going to sound maybe crass, but it's this impending fear that the Democrats are going to rip defeat from the jaws of victory, because we are going to tear ourselves to shreds in 2026 and through 2028 over, you know, the Jewish question, not to use a freighted phrase. But the point of the essay is, I have a very complicated relationship with Judaism, for a number of reasons that I outline in the essay. I have a very complicated, even more complicated relationship with Israel. And I know, Julie, that you and I may not agree on some of these words, but like, I have called what's happening in Gaza genocide. I despise Benjamin Netanyahu, as I know you do too.
Right.
I think that he deserves to be, tried for war crimes in The Hague. And yet, none of this is good enough for a certain element of the rising left, which views just the word Zionist and Zionism and Jewish as all equivalent, and a petard upon which we should be hoisted and punished and tried and crucified, right? To mix all my metaphors up there.
That was a good one, Lawrence.
Another Jew was once crucified. Yes, go ahead.
Right, exactly. And and like, I don't like the word Zionist. I've never used that word to describe myself, right? I mean it in the most generic, original. Do I believe that Israel and Palestine both should exist and have a place on the map? Yes. And so I feel like I'm standing here holding, someone ran by and put the sign Zionist in my hands, and I'm standing here holding it, and I'm realizing that I won't drop it. I won't let it go. I won't release that word, because if that word means what it originally meant, which is that Israel deserves a place on the map. And yes, everyone, I know that Palestine deserves a place on the map as well. But if it means that Israel is the only country in the world that is being asked to dissolve because it has an administration that is currently committing horrors, and because it was founded under questionable circumstances, for God's sake, every country in the world doesn't pass that, like the United States should be the first to give up its charter.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's right. And I also resent the fact that people who are not Jewish have now determined what they've redefined what Zionism is, right? Like, they're telling me that I'm wrong.
Right, out from under us.
Like, out from under us. Like, Zionism has always been belonging of the Jewish people to literally return to Zion. It is in our liturgy. Like, I'm not religious, but I did go to a very religious Jewish school when I first came to the United States, just because my parents had no other money. So I know, trust me, I know my Jewish liturgy really, really well.
Yeah.
One of the three of us should.
Yeah. All the daily prayers. It is certainly the Passover Seder when you say next year in Jerusalem. It is constant, belonging to return to Zion. And Zion is interchangeable with Jerusalem. Now, that's all. That is all it is. For the Jews to return to Israel, to Zion, which now is called Israel. Could have been called Zion. They chose to call it Israel. So that's all Zionism is. It's not about killing babies. It's not about taking, it's not about not, like, there are crazies in the Israeli right who've now said from the river to the sea, all of Israel is going to go back to the biblical outlines. Like, that's insane. Like, the Palestinians, of course, should have their own homeland. Of course, what they're doing, building up and expanding Jerusalem more and more and more into the West Bank to make sure that they're not going to be able to get any part of Jerusalem, is wrong.
Right.
Back to the 1967 lines, except for East Jerusalem, which I think should be some sort of international buffer, because you can't
totally agree. Yep.
Can't prevent Jews from visiting their holy sites. But the hatred that I think has been directed at some of us is really scary. And I'm so glad you wrote this essay. And I don't really want to dwell on it too much on a Saturday, because it's Saturdays for Sanity.
Right, for sure.
More than
I
anything
appreciate you mentioning it, and I'm so touched by your compliment. It has gotten a lot of traction. I just encourage people to read it. And next week I'm coming out with part two that is
Ooh.
actually more hope based.
Oh, I love that. That makes me really happy because I need a little bit of hope. I'm in a dark place. I have to say, after Tuesday's elections, I was up in Boston, and I will stop talking about negative stuff. We could talk about our favorite topic of the week, Taylor Swift wedding. But I was up in Boston when these elections, and I voted early, so I cast my vote early, and I was in Boston when these returns came. I think we lost Dana, and
Mhm.
No, I'm here.
okay,
I just
okay,
had to mute my video for a second.
okay, and I was as gut punched about what happened as I was when Donald Trump won.
Really, it was that intense.
Yes, because I know who we elected in the district next to mine. I know what the race was run on. It was run explicitly all over New York City on what I consider to be anti-Semitism. I know Zohar Mamdani would disagree with that, and he would say that it's anti-APAC. But to me, APAC in this case was, I hate it. And by the way, I hate APAC. But
Yeah, same.
APAC was a stand-in for the Jews and the
Yeah.
power, the Jewish money, which is such a fucking old trope that I can't take it. And I saw what was happening to this party that I devoted 30 years of my life to, and I understood that the leadership of the party missed its moment because this was all a reflection for a lot of people on the fact that the party was unable to stand up to Trump the way they should. Maybe if they hadn't written sternly worded letters and actually had done something, it would have been a better outcome. But the reality is we've just elected some very dangerous people to Congress, including a woman who doesn't believe in, interracial marriage.
Right.
You tell me how that's progressive.
Yeah, I agree with you,
Interracial, did
Julie.
you just say interracial marriage?
Not believe
Yes.
in interracial relationships.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's crazy.
Chevalier.
Sorry,
I
I'm
know
messing
that
with my camera a lot here.
And so
I know that
my point is, like, I live in New York. I cannot tell you how many. I mean, like, half the people I know are in interracial relationships. Like, what? Like, are you crazy?
right, right. Yeah, no, Julie, I'm fully with you. You know, like I like Brad Lander. You know,
I don't.
do I know if Brad Lander is the better choice than Dan Goldman, who was a very skilled legislator? No, I'm not sure that's the choice that I would have made. But when it comes to Chevalier, like we have to talk about this. We have to. Because I feel
Yeah.
like somebody who's very charismatic ran on a platform that is very scary and holds beliefs that are not congruent with big tent democracy. They just aren't.
Yeah. And uh, you know, and Kenny, again, it's not anti-Semitism. It's the things that was going on in Israel is anti-Semitism. Brad Lander is a Jew. Yeah. Okay.
We know Kenny.
We know. We
You're
know.
telling three Jews. We
Yeah. Like,
know Brad Lander is Jewish.
yeah. And
And
I know
please
Brad.
don't Jew-splain to three Jews.
I know Brad Lander personally, and I know Dan Goldman personally. Our kids actually go to school together.
Of course
And
they do.
of
Julie,
course,
you always have the behind the scenes tea, and I'm so here for
yeah,
it.
but like, well, because New York's a small village. As much as everybody thinks New York is a big city, New York is a
Yeah.
small village. 1 degree of separation from everybody. It's not like, trust me. And so I'm just going to say this to you: like, this entire race was run on Israel. It wasn't run on Medicare for all. It wasn't run on affordability. It wasn't run on the fact that in this particular district, people cannot afford to, like, the rent is really too damn high. Like, it has gotten so gentrified that people can't afford to live there. But the people who have moved in, the young people who gentrified it, now are like, oh, no, 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 let us virtue signal about Israel. And that's not what, like, the majority of the people in the Dan Goldman lost and Brad Lander won because Zohar Mamdani used all of his political capital to get Brad Lander over the finish line. The same thing as he did for Chevalier, the same thing as he did in his neighboring district as well, for another congresswoman-elect or presumptive congresswoman-elect. And I'm telling you right now, Zohar Mamdani doesn't give a rat's ass about anything but Israel. That is why he got involved. That is the only reason he got involved. The people in the city of New York care about. If I polled random people on the street and said, "Tell me what your number 1 through 100 issue is," I guarantee you, Israel would not even pop. It would not even pop. So,
yeah, Yeah, the last thing I'll say about this is my motivation here really is we have far too many important things to do in this country. And I said it in the essay, and I hope I made it clear. I'm an American. I've never considered myself anything other than an American. I care about us getting Trump out of power. I care about Democrats absolutely sweeping in the midterms. I care about us retaking the presidency. And maybe I'm Cassandra, but I'm seeing a vision of the future in which we tear ourselves apart and over this topic. And I think we should be wiser. I don't think we should fall for the trap.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Okay.
Yeah.
Friends, there's a wedding taking place next week.
Oh my God.
Thank you for the segue, Julie.
Madison Square Garden.
Yes, there's a wedding taking place next week between two people who I couldn't care less about, but other people apparently seem to care about tremendously.
I care, Julie.
I do care.
Okay.
I am an unabashed Taylor Swift fan. I'm not particularly a Travis Kelce fan.
I am not so into her music.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not my cup of tea. And I'll tell you why. And I will tell you my problem with Taylor Swift. I think she's completely. I mean, I appreciate that there are a lot of young girls who see themselves in her. I've never. She seems to me like the most self-centered, narcissistic person of all time. Like everything's about her, everything's about her feelings, everything's about getting revenge on the guy who screwed her. And this wedding seems to be a reflection of that, in that they're apparently, now Lawrence has a theory, and Michelle said her theory.
I'm going to credit Michelle with this theory, but I share it with her.
Ostensibly, false flag.
Ostensibly, yeah. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, who seems like a complete and utter seems like a nice guy, but a complete and utter dope. And my prediction, this is going to sound very cynical, so I'm so sorry.
But Julie, the booty on that man, come on.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh God, Lawrence. Travis is a total Lawrence type.
Really?
I've had a crush on Travis Kelce since way before Taylor made him cool.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wait, I'm gonna mess this up. Isn't he a tight end?
Away, for sure. Are you kidding? Oh my God. Yeah.
He's a tight end? Okay.
Is he a tight end? Back me up here.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, the position he plays is called
a tight end, right?
Okay. So, by the way, nice. Okay. But what
the gayest thing I've ever heard.
Right. Thanks, football.
But I also have to say, Lawrence, that if I could think of anybody who's the opposite of my type, it would be Travis Kelce. Like there's nothing about him that I find attractive. Nothing. He's the anti-John Hamm. John Hamm is my guy.
John Hamm.
I don't judge you for that, Julie. I don't.
Julie, here's my thing on that. Because I do have thoughts on this, because I was late to Taylor Swift, and it was my own internalized anti-feminist nonsense. I think she's immensely talented. I love her music. I took my kids to go see her in Munich on the Eras tour so that we could see her at her peak career moment on this tour. I like the soft boys, and Taylor likes the soft boys. Taylor spent her whole life with the sad, willowy, schmoopy, arty types who did not serve her well. And then she found a complete golden retriever, big sports dude who just worships the ground she walks on and wants to make her bigger. These other men were it's very hard. Like women who, as they come into their power, have a hard time finding men who can keep up.
True.
And here's this young woman at the top of her game in by every possible metric, a superstar. And Travis is like, get bigger, be bigger. And I love that for her. And I hope she's actually just really into him and having the best sex and time of her life and now gets to marry him. I want a happy ending for her.
I do too, but I think Travis is going to retire. He's going to sit on the couch. She's going to go on her 20,000 world tours. And then I think she's going to be like, this guy's not big enough for me anymore.
That could be true, but he has Hollywood ambitions. So I think there's strategery that's happening to make Travis as big or bigger. Also, I'm 99.9% sure they're going to have 2 or 3 kids before she does any more. I think they're going to get married, and then a couple months from now, we're going to hear that Taylor's pregnant, and they are going to have several children right in a row,
Yes,
and then it will
agreed.
be you know, the Taylor Swift Lullaby album and the Taylor Swift Christmas album and the Taylor Swift I'm Singing to My Kids album as they're growing up, right? You know, like
I'm
they're
so tired. I haven't slept a full
Oh,
night, except I have 16,000 nannies and housekeepers. La la la
right,
la
right,
la.
but there's
daytime nanny and the nighttime nanny. That's a big thing. The daytime
right.
nanny.
Of course,
But
she has
there's
to be
nothing
fresh.
better than hearing the sounds of my children's laughter in the yard. You know, like it, right. She's going to do that whole era, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I think.
Okay.
I hope that this whole thing is a diversion and they're not getting married at Madison Square Garden.
That
Because,
is the Michelle Kinney and Lawrence Winterman theory of the case.
yes, because if they are getting married at Madison Square Garden, friends, first of all, that's super narcissistic. Like, look at me, I'm getting married in the arena that sold out. Don't like that at all. Second,
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of wedding planner you have. I don't care if this guy's a magician. You're still going to hear the rumble of the train and the subway underneath. Madison Square Garden is where Penn Station is. It's above Penn Station. Which
Right, right.
Oh, they would probably stop the trains. I mean,
I swear on all that is holy. They stop the fucking train. Like, I cannot begin to tell you because the World Cup is happening right now.
oh
And,
man.
and New Jersey Transit, when the World Cup is happening, has canceled trains for people going from New York to New Jersey, which I think it is the busiest commuter rail line in the country. Like,
Right.
millions of people
Right.
use it every day. But they stop the trains because the World Cup to anywhere but the World Cup. So people who have to go to New Jersey, like my husband who works there, has to figure out a different way to get to work because of the World Cup. If they do this for Taylor Swift's wedding, I swear to God, the entire state of New Jersey will rise up, and rightly so. Like, no. And also Amtrak comes in there. So if you're on the Northeast Corridor line, if you're coming in from Boston or you're coming in from Washington or Philadelphia, you got to go to Penn Station. That is literally where the train goes.
Yeah.
They can't do it.
The Michelle Kinney theory is this is my amendment. I think they're getting married in Nantucket, right? Or Martha's Vineyard or some idyllic, beautiful place. And while everyone is focused on Madison Square Garden and all the paparazzi are there, they're going to come back and say, like, we did it, we got married, here are the pictures. And yeah, I
And
absolutely
TS13 is coming soon.
right.
You know, she'll use it as a press moment to
The
be
wedding
like,
album, right.
right, I'm so happy. And she'll like Easter egg like 16 things around.
Like, I'm trying to figure out how it would work at Madison Square Garden because you're not going to take out the actual arena, like the actual seats where people watch shows, right? So you're going to put your guests in, like, those seats are really uncomfortable.
Right. No, the seats would be on the floor, don't you think?
But you're still
right, and they'd like velvet curtain away all of the stadium seats. I don't know what Madison Square Garden is like, but other stadiums.
You're gonna what are they gonna do? It's like a normal arena, right? Like,
right.
You're gonna do to the state like seats above, and then like, are you gonna take Mark Messier's number down, like the Rangers, like numbers are hanging from the rafters? Are you gonna take those down? Better not.
Like netting and flowers draped from the ceiling.
Right, and velvet, a lot of velvet to mask the sound, the echoic quality of the arena.
But it's still all like it's all what's that? What like cinder block? Like it's basically
right. Yeah. It's cinder block and and hardwood floor, or
No, not even hardwood floors, like cinder block floors.
Yeah.
Like beer from like 1974, like
the cleaning crew she'd have to have in there beforehand.
God knows, like get the what?
So
right. The first show after her wedding there would be like the cleanest show you would ever experience in Madison Square Garden.
Somebody's gonna have to let my dog in who's waiting outside. He's hello, family. Can you let Hagrid in?
Family. It doesn't seem. The only thing that seems logical about Madison Square Garden is the ability to put security everywhere to keep it, like I could see them trying to make like a tiny space within the giant one and then putting a huge security border around it so that nobody's getting.
Right. And Dolan's cameras are going to take pictures of everyone inside the building to make sure that no one is sneaking in.
But Madison Square Garden is also located in Midtown Manhattan. where people go to, like, you're not going to have a security barrier. You can't, like, even for like remember when Trump came for the Knicks, but he also came to Madison Square Garden
God, that was so long ago.
so long ago, right? And they closed off that part of
Yeah.
like that happened for an hour. It's not like it was quick because he came in and that was it. How long are you going to have a security barrier for? People have to go to work. People have, there's bars right there. Like, you're not going to stop people from like going about their lives.
I don't know. Is she supposed to get married? It's next weekend, right?
Well,
Like
apparently,
early.
4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, is the rumor.
So she's apparently having a small, intimate wedding there for like just a few people, and then she's having a big party. I'm more. The more I talk about this, the more I think you're right, Lawrence and Michelle. This can't work.
Right.
This is a whole PR
It's
ruse.
a diversion. Absolutely. Right. Madison Square Garden is going to be the place that announces Taylor Swift 13, and and the wedding is just going to happen someplace else. And right. I mean, honestly, that would be the biggest troll she could ever do.
What about all the people who are already flying in to Madison? Like, she can't. They invited like half the world. So like,
she's a billionaire. I think all those people are being met at the airport with a custom limousine, and and driven off to wherever, whatever fancy place, in the Catskills or whatever it is.
Well, it's gotta be close, right? Like, you're gonna be meeting at the airport, and then like it has to be somewhere in New York, and
right. I mean, Julie, you tell us. Like, I'm sure there are 1,000 places in New York that are worthy of a billionaire's wedding, right? Like,
yeah. I don't know what could hold. Depending on how many she invited. Like, I don't know what could hold 1,000 people.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure.
Can we talk about another singer who, Julie? If you don't like her, I'm really gonna be upset with you.
Ooh, who's this gonna be?
Dolly Parton has just launched the first Dolly's Tennessee travel stop in Tennessee, because she is getting into she's going to compete against Buc-ee's. Y'all know Buc-ee's, right?
Buc-ee's. What's Buc-ee's?
Yeah,
Buc-ee's
it's like a
Wawa.
place where you stop to get like snacks and stuff.
Oh,
Right.
is that a Southern thing or a Midwestern thing?
So Buc-ee's is a Southern thing.
Okay.
Wawa is a Pennsylvania thing.
I sit here in Pennsylvania, right next to the Wawa. I love the Wawa. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. So she's getting into this market. And I mean, like, for those of you who don't know, like, Love's and Flying J, like, the whole truck stop ethos, like, they're giant billion-dollar empires built on the whole, which truck stop do you love more? Dolly is launching one, and
oh my God,
it's going to have its own coffee shop called Cup of Ambition. How could you not love that?
Oh shit, that's good. Yeah. Lawrence, when we were in Florida, weren't there like Roy Rogers? Am I making that up? What were at the turnpike stops? It was Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers.
No, Roy Rogers, is that still around? I remember Roy Rogers.
I don't think it is.
I'm gonna go look. I don't think so. I did that drive recently. Roy Rogers.
Hardee's still around? Remember Hardee's?
Which one?
Hardee's?
Oh, Hardee's is around.
Hardee's is around?
Yeah. So one of my favorites in the truck stop wars is Love's. And Love's has kind of an agreement with McDonald's and Hardee's. And so, like, as you're driving on a long road trip, like, you'll come across a Love's and it's, oh, this is the one that has the McDonald's. And you get to the next one, it's like, oh, this is the one with the Hardee's. Let's wait and get to the McDonald's one.
Kinney's entered the chat. Troll me.
What's that?
I see Michelle Kinney's entered the chat. She said, what I feel, Julie, would you say this about Bruce or John Hamm, or is it just Taylor hatred? No. As you know, I'm not a big fan of weddings, period. I did not want a wedding for myself.
It's true.
My ideal wedding is to go to City Hall, get married, and move on with your life. And the only reason I didn't do that is because New York City Hall will only allow you to bring like 4 people with you, and my husband has many, many brothers. So instead, our wedding, which I think I talked about before,
it was on a Thursday, wasn't it?
Thursday for lunch at a hotel that was in walking distance of my apartment, because I wasn't going to walk any further or take the subway. And I got my wedding dress off the Real. Tried it on the day of. I wore it last weekend or 2 weekends ago to something Michelle and I went, so it's come in handy ever since. It was
oh wow,
it's like a normal white daytime wedding dress, not even wedding dress, daytime regular dress. I And that's it. And my whole thing was, if you can make it, great. If you can't make it, no biggie, because you've got work to do, and I'll see you later. And that was my wedding. And it lasted 2 hours. Then I was like, everybody get out. So no, Michelle, it's not about Taylor Swift. It's literally that I'm not a big fan of weddings. There you go.
Now that I'm a big fan of a party and like marking a milestone in the way you want to, it does seem strange to me. Like, of course, she's a very public figure. You couldn't be more public than Taylor Swift. I would think they would do something really elegant and beautiful and then share the photos. Like, he didn't make a really big public engagement.
Right.
They did that beautiful photo shoot. I'm certain they were likely engaged before that, and that was the photo shoot that he set up.
100%
and they had
agree,
the
Dana.
podcast about it, but like everything about her is so
intentional.
First of all, beautiful and intentional. Like what were you gonna say? What was the other word that made Lawrence laugh? I don't know.
I said egocentric, right?
Egocentric.
I said intentional, but also egocentric. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you said egocentric, and I was like,
it is. She's very egocentric.
But it is intentional.
Yeah.
And it is egocentric because literally her entire life has been, I write songs about myself, and that's what earned me $1 billion. Because
it's right, and then there's something transparent and lovely about the way she writes. And maybe, you know what, I wrote a couple essays about the experience of going to see her, and I came to Taylor Swift through my daughters, and I came of age under an indie rock. I listened to like all the 90s, alternative, yada yada. I ran an indie music website in the aughts, and I was very dismissive of female pop stars. And it was through my kids that I started listening, and I was like, oh, this is actually really good, over and over and over again. And I was like, my God, like, we used to have to like dive underground to hear these authentic women voices. I should be celebrating that they're at the top of the charts, that they're the ones who are moving our culture forward. And going to the Eras Tour just underlined and magnified it times a Google million before Google was a company and was a number. The way she showed up for that Eras Tour, and because she's Taylor Swift, like never missed a note or a step for almost 4 hours of performance. That was like Broadway show. I don't know, I've never seen an actual Broadway show on Broadway, but a pitch perfect production and this performing both for the audience and the giant screen behind her. Every era of her song was a different theme and vibe. I mean, millions of or hundreds of thousands of people saw this, so I'm not saying anything new here, but and then the way everyone in the audience showed up for her, and it was 90% women, but like people brought their A game. They dressed to their favorite era. The people in Europe made new traditions because the women in the hotel I was talking to were like, we want her to know how much she means to us. So like during the lover song, they brought these hearts and things. And my favorite, during the song Willow, on the stage, they have these like giant kind of golden orbs they're passing. And they started it in Amsterdam, and it spread that everyone came with orange and yellow balloons and lit their phones up with them. So the whole stadium echoed back what they saw on stage to her. Like, we're showing up for you, Taylor. And it was beautiful. Like, I'm getting chills thinking about it, that I was like, the lessons that everyone in this audience is learning about what it means to show up with like joy and professionalism are immense. And why are only the women learning it? And a few dads and gay men.
I love that, and I've heard that about her. And I don't listen. What she has meant for young girls. And to her credit, she's a good role model, right? She's a really hard worker. She is intentional about what. Like, I'm going to put her music aside. It is not my cup of tea. But in terms of what she is, the lessons that she's teaching young girls, she's 100% self-made. I get that her father helped and blah blah blah, but the point is she wouldn't have gotten to the that she got to if she who she is. Super self-made, and I don't think manufactured by some record label the way a lot of other singers recently are.
Right.
And she is an extraordinarily hard worker. She has and I know that girls, especially who show up to her concert, feel like they're part of something bigger and something joyous and something magical. And for all of that, I think she's a very positive force. I'm not ragging on her whatsoever. It's a very positive force. in the world. I think she is. I think also, however, I think she is so intentional about her like I don't like what she did to Blake Lively. I think the minute Blake Lively ran into problems, Taylor kind of seemed to have disappeared. So I don't like that because they were like best friends, and all of a sudden, as soon as she got dragged into the Blake Lively thing, because Blake Lively said, "I have two dragons protecting me, my husband and my best friend," the best friend disappeared because it wasn't a good look for her, and I was like, that's not cool. I don't like that. And she also has these like friends that she goes through. She like cycles through them. Like then she has these fights with them as they kind of have fallings out.
But Julie, what about when she enters her politics era? Because
she's never entered her politics era. That's what upsets me. She has all the influence in the world, and
she's going to. Here's my prediction for you. Taylor has a politics era in her future. I guarantee it.
If she wants to run for something, no.
You think so? Because
I 100% think she's going to run for something one day.
I've never heard you say this, Lawrence, and I am curious because the first thing everyone in the world goes to whenever there's something wrong politically is like, why is Taylor not saying something? And I'm like, is Taylor really the right person to say something? And also, I will never forget that she came out right after the debate for Kamala and like threw down a really heavy endorsement for her at great personal expense.
I don't think it was a heavy endorsement. I think she said, "I'm voting for Kamala Harris. You could vote for whoever you want. We should just go vote." I think if Taylor had cut an ad for Kamala, that would have been different.
I thought it was really authentic and in her voice. And she explained why she was voting for Kamala and the work she did. And she encouraged people to do the work, which I loved her endorsement. And at the time, I remember, I think I texted you, Lawrence, and I was like, we got this. We got the Taylor vote.
Right. But I agree, though. I wish she had gone further and made an ad. Like, yes. I really was waiting for the ad to drop, and it never dropped. And that made me very sad.
And I wanted, we talked about this, Laura. So we were like, Taylor and Beyonce are going to show up behind. They're going to show up at the DNC, and they're going to have their men behind them.
I was so sure that was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, because if she'd gotten Travis to do it, we would have won.
Well, yeah, and the problem is Travis works for the Hunt family, who are massive Trumpers. That's what she looks at. I think part of it is she's now like I had a friend like this once who kind of morphed into whoever she was friends with. Now she's hanging out with all of these like football players. She's hanging out with his name. Who's the quarterback for Kansas City? Mahomes. Who's I don't know about him, but his mother and his wife are both big Trumpers. So I assume he's not probably keeps his mouth shut. That's no bueno. And I think part of it is that.
See, she should have stuck with the soft artist, liberal or soft artist boys, but they were not supporting her enough. I do agree that I don't love the look of that. And but I want to hear, Lawrence, why do you think she's going to be a politician, and how do you think she's going to come forward as a politician?
Maggie. I mean, I think it's decade, at least a decade from now. I think she's going to have kids and raise them, but I think she has her eye on the future, and I think that she knows that she has a base of popularity that if and when she chooses to implement it, she would start with unbelievable goodwill and kind of baked in heart connections to a massive, massive number of people. Yeah. And I think she's proven, like if you watch Miss Americana, she clearly cares about politics. She did stand up to her dad and her management team to basically support Marsha Blackburn, whoever was running against Marsha Blackburn. So I think she's political at heart. Like she's smart. She pays attention. She lives in New York. Like I know she knows politics.
I love that, Lawrence. I hope you're right. I would like to see her a bit unbridled, but I don't know where. I can't even imagine quite what that would look like. But I agree with you. Sorry, I think I cut you off. Did you have more to say there before I jump in? I have Taylor theories. No, did you have more to say before I go on? Uh-oh. Oh, I feel like I cut you off, Lawrence, and I didn't mean to.
Oh no, you didn't cut me. I thought Julie was going to say something.
No, the only thing I'm going to say is she's too big for politics. Like she's got more influence than your typical politician.
Yeah, well,
And
maybe
why
that's a good thing.
would you like to be
I
liked? I don't know that you can't be loved if you run for office. People, half the people love you, half the people hate you.
yeah, I agree with you, Lawrence, that when I went to the Eras tour, one of the reasons we went through, immense expense and time and travel to go see her is I'm like, this is a musician she's at her peak and she has to be extremely aware that I think she was 34 at the time. And I was like, she has to know that her 20-year like pop star era is closing. You cannot get away with like we are a deeply misogynistic, youth driven for women sort of country. And she knows that. And I wonder, I feel certain she has a path laid out ahead of her of how she wants to come of true maturity and age in this world. I thought more like movie director and kind of heading in that direction. I didn't think politics, but I'm curious to hear what, yeah, I would love to see that happen. But I see her, she's clearly always looked to elevate other women artists. There are so many, and some men, but mostly women as her opening acts. Excuse me, she has always elevated them. So I could see her moving into that space too. But yeah,
They're probably just
kids
projecting.
singers.
I mean, I I can't imagine having that much money and that much power and not trying to make the world a better place. Like I literally cannot imagine
I think she does.
having that.
I think she
What's
thinks.
that?
I think she thinks she is making the world a better place for all the
I,
reasons.
I I'm sure you're right. I don't know. I guess I would dream bigger.
Maybe she'll be like a Mackenzie Bezos at some point and just be like, I have
Yeah.
all this money.
Can I say that about Mackenzie Bezos? Like Mackenzie Bezos and
Melinda.
Melinda French Gates
Yeah.
are doing, in very different ways, are doing such incredible work. Like Melinda
Yes.
Gates, I don't think people even, because I would do a little work with them,
Yeah.
profit. Like Melinda Gates is when I say like beyond intentional, keep using that word about what she's doing, but she is like, you can't just get a check from Melinda Gates. You have to like, she puts you through the paces. She wants
Right.
to
You got to
like,
prove it.
you got to prove it. And she is all to the good. And the stuff that Melinda Gates is Melinda French Gates, I shouldn't say Melinda Gates because she's her own person. The stuff that she's doing is so monumentally important. And it's so people don't even know, like people don't even understand because she doesn't make a big deal or a big splash about it. But the things that she's funding,
yeah, she's incredible.
Truly making the world. And Mackenzie Bezos, or she doesn't go by Mackenzie Scott,
Mackenzie Scott,
is doing something very different. You can't get to her. Like there's no way you could ask her for money. One day you're the YMCA, I'm making this up, in Boise, Idaho, not even Boise, in some like suburb of Boise, Idaho,
right?
Yeah,
for $1 million. Like there's no. She works through. Obviously, she doesn't do this herself. She has people who recommend it to her, but you can't ask her for money. You can't apply. There's no like with Melinda French Gates, it's pivotal. Of course, you can. You can't even be invited to apply. It's just one day you wake up and it's like, here you go. Here's life-changing money that is going to take your mission from helping 5 people to helping 5,000.
Right.
It's not a massive number, but it's a massive number for that organization.
For sure. And for that community, wherever they are.
And I
would love to be that kind of billionaire who's just like.
Well, think about like who their husbands are, right? Like to Bill Gates' credit, the Gates Foundation is doing amazing work abroad. Yeah. They've been mostly focused, I think, in the past. I think he's starting to now be focused in the United States, but it used to be like USA. More people are not dead because of USAID cuts because of Bill Gates. Like
that's right.
All the Epstein stuff. I know this is not a excuse for all the Epstein stuff, but the reality is he is 100% using his money for good. Bezos, on the other hand, is a complete and utter asshole who, I don't know if he was always that way or whether his wife influenced him. I don't want to blame the woman for it. Obviously, nobody's going to influence a billionaire. He is who he is. But the two of them are so conspicuous consumption with their billions of dollars, as opposed to like, and I know he's got some sort of nonprofit, but like, it's not, if I were his wife or him, like he's not working anymore. I think he's still the chairman of Amazon, but I don't think he's
Right. He's chairman of the board, but I don't think he has daily responsibilities.
You know, if I had that kind of money, I know exactly what I would do with it.
Same, Julie.
What would you do? Yeah, what would you do?
Well, first of all, I have a nonprofit that I would fund. To, I would change the law so that people who had NDAs would no longer ever be silenced, because we're about to. And I don't want to dwell too much on my nonprofit because it has nothing to do with this, but we're about to do. So for people who don't know, Gretchen Carlson and I both worked at Fox News. Both of us were two of the women who sued Roger Ailes for sexual misconduct. We're bound by NDAs as a result of our settlement. And then I had a very horrible situation happen to me with a politician who I was consulting for, which really was awful and prevented me from helping a rape survivor when she needed me most. And so as a result of that,
story so heartbreaking.
Yeah, as a result of that, I founded this nonprofit with Gretchen, and our whole goal is to get rid of silencing mechanisms in the workplace. And the one thing that's never been studied, we've passed laws, we've done a lot of stuff, but the one thing that's never been studied, this is what I would spend my money on. We are spending our money on it, but to the 2 to 5 business money, this is what I really would spend my money on, is the mental impact of these silencing mechanisms on people. The fact that the worst thing in the world that could happen to you has happened to you, or one of the worst things in the world that's happened to you, and yet you can't tell anybody about it.
Yep.
And you lie awake at night at 2 o'clock in the morning staring at the ceiling and thinking, oh my God, what the hell just happened to my life? But I can't talk to anybody about it. My NDA with Governor Murphy was so strong, and I got out of it so I could tell you about it, but my NDA with Governor Murphy was so strong that I could not speak to my husband.
What?
I could not speak to my parents.
A therapist.
I could not speak to a priest, a rabbi, anybody.
How can an NDA keep you from talking to your parents?
Anybody, Dana. I could not tell anybody I even worked for him.
Next thing you know, it's going to be like, my NDA was so strong I wasn't allowed to think about it.
Well, basically. So I did spend all my time thinking about it and thinking,
Julie,
this horrible thing happened. So the reason I say this is we are now funding a study for Columbia University that studies the mental health impacts of this, because as you can imagine, the mental health impacts of this are awful.
Absolutely.
Awful. And I never got raped. I never even, with Murphy, I just witnessed a lot of bad stuff. Nothing happened to me that was,
Yep.
Right. Imagine if you had gotten raped, or imagine if you had gotten discriminated against based on race or gender or disability or anything else, and you can't tell anybody about it. And the worst thing that ever happened to you got raped, and aside from the cops, you can't discuss it.
Yep.
Here's a really weird ethical question in the modern dystopian age we're living in. Are you allowed to talk to ChatGPT about it?
Oh, what a great question. I think the answer
is a good question.
The answer would be no. Anybody.
You're not allowed to let it out of your body at all, is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Are you allowed to go drive off to an isolated cliff and yell it into the void?
You know what?
The only thing you can do.
The problem is, the problem is you're forced to be a lawyer, and you're forced to be like, can I risk this? Can I do this? Or am I going to get sued into oblivion for doing it? And so, of course, you default on no. Because if you do ChatGPT, what if they sue you? And what if they get your search history? And what if they look it up? And all of a sudden they're like, well, your honor should put it out and ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's about the worst thing, because who knows how inviolate those systems are. But
and the thing is, you think, and so I have had, forget me, the beauty of my life is I just, I made tremendous lemonade out of lemons, to the point where the lemonade has so outweighed the lemons that it's changed my life and it's become transformative.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, thank you. But I'm talking about the women, mostly women, but also men who I've spoken to, and thousands of them over the last decade, because obviously people can't talk to anybody, so they call me, or they call Gretchen, because they know we're never going to betray them. And the stories that I've heard are you guys, the reason sometimes people write into me with stuff and I'm like, I can't respond to every single one, is because I truly cannot describe to you, but if I focused on this 24/7, it would be hard to leave the house. It's the stories that you hear are just brutal, and people can't talk to anybody about it. And we see, I used to laugh. I ride the New York City subway all the time, and this whole thing: if you see something, say something. If you see something, say something. The line that came up after 9/11,
Right.
right?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Here,
remember that.
you see something, you can't say anything.
Right. Right. And
You're
we know.
terrorist attack took place, but you can't tell anybody. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying. Like you're watching.
Yeah.
I mean, a young woman got raped, called me for help, and I could not help her to the extent that I wanted to. And now her name is Katie Brennan. She has since run for legislature. She won despite having the kitchen sink thrown at her. She is a rock star. I think she's going to be the governor of New Jersey one day. But a decade ago, she was a young woman who had gotten sexually assaulted, and nobody helped her. And she called me for help, and
right. You couldn't.
And I couldn't do what I mean. She understood. Like she inspired this law. Like it's called the Speak Out Act, but in my mind, it's Murphy's Law, Governor Murphy.
Yeah.
Julie, may you get $1 billion so you can bring all this to life.
Honestly,
most people have really lame ass aspirations about a lot of cars. Or
so if you're asking me what I would do that. I would, if I had Bezos money or if I had Musk money, I would literally take all the money that we wasted on USAID and I would give it to Bill Gates, who already has the infrastructure, and I would say, go save all the people whose lives, there are people in Africa. I don't want to be like there are people in Africa who are dying, but there are people in Africa who are dying.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Who could be helped with a shot that costs 10 cents. Like some inoculation that costs, all you need is a shot in the arm and you're good. I had this conversation with my OBGYN the last time I was there, because she lives in Florida. She comes up to New York to practice, but her her wife lives in Florida for whatever reason. I guess they live down there, so she commutes back and forth. And she's like, I'm not practicing in Florida. I can't practice in Florida for obvious reasons. And she said to me, this is not a woman, I think, she's an obstetrician mostly. I use my OB-GYN because I still go to her after having my baby. But she said to me, if they ever ban abortion nationally, which, friends, is coming.
Right.
Yeah.
She said, I'm not practicing anymore. And I said, why? I said, you don't really do abortions. And she said, because there are things that I can do. This applies to my USAID conversation. She said, there are things that I can do to save your life that I was taught to do in medical school that would take me 30 seconds to do. It is so second nature to me that I do it all the time to save somebody's life. Not all the time, because obviously it doesn't happen all the time. She said, but I do it, every so often to save somebody's life. If I am prevented from doing that now, I don't want to practice medicine anymore.
Yeah.
And I completely
like it would violate my oath as a doctor. If I can't save your life because that's considered against the law now, like I don't want to have that on my conscience. And
I'm writing. Oh, sorry. You keep going.
I'm going to only finish by saying this. Like, if that's the case, that's what's happening with USAID. We can save people's lives reflexively like this. It'll cost us nothing. And yet, we're not doing it anymore because the wealthiest man on earth was worth, on paper, $1 trillion.
Well, not anymore after this week.
Right.
What would happen?
He did blow $1 trillion. I'm thinking about starting a GoFundMe. Do you guys want to pitch in?
The SpaceX stock tanked enough that he lost a third of $1 trillion. He lost $350 billion.
Why? Why did it tank? I didn't follow this.
Well, I mean, I can tell you why the SpaceX stock tanked. It's because the company has never, ever turned a profit, and it is a weird amalgam of a space company and an AI company. Okay. And they are using financial trickery to help finance the build-out of AI data centers for XAI. And part of what we're discovering is that we're in an AI bubble. And the SpaceX stock was massively, massively overvalued when it IPO'd. And it's lost a ton of value since then. So he was worth more than $1 trillion for one Scaramucci, 11 days.
For one Scaramucci, yes.
And then it looks like the bubble is bursting, and so he is no longer worth $1 trillion. Only, poor guy, 800 billion.
Right. Scaramucci sounds like a Jeremy Bearimy. Is that what it was called in The Good Place?
It is a Jeremy Bearimy.
Yeah.
You guys, I love the mooch. By the way, Scaramucci is a donor to Lift Our Voices to my nonprofit.
Nice.
Is he?
Oh, Anthony, I've known like he used to work at Fox together. Yeah, Scaramucci is actually a really good guy.
Okay, that heartens me. I love to hear that. If I had $1 billion, they had to increase the song value because now if you have $1 million, you still maybe can't afford your rent. So
$1 million, you cannot live in New York City. So
yeah, exactly. You can't live in New York or maybe Seattle or LA or
Right. But if I had $1 billion, I would 1,000% fund your nonprofit for starters. That would be like in the top 5 things that would happen.
Oh my God. I regularly have fantasies like if I just fucking won the lottery, the Indiana lottery, I'm like, hey, Mayday Network, you're funded. Blue Ant Media, you're funded. Let's go make the world a better place.
I had this conversation with a really rich guy about months ago, not longer. And I was like, you guys don't understand what's like, because they're lamenting what's going on in the Democratic Party, but they're all scared to death. God bless you. God bless you, donating a dime because they're worried about Trump coming after them, which is exactly. I mean, friends, the revenge fantasies I have about when we get back into power cannot be.
Let's have a wine date at some point and talk about those because I am so in for the revenge fantasies for when we're back in power.
Yeah, which are not going to happen because we're going to be the responsible party and we're going to
my God.
Right.
I know. No. We have to have Nuremberg trials. We must.
Nuremberg trials. All of it. Like the Justice Department is going to have to be turned over. I'm sorry, but the Justice Department will now have to be turned over to the Democratic Party. I know it's not the way it was meant to be.
Right.
We need a little blood on the,
Yeah. Can we talk for a minute? Speaking of this reminds me of the whole Pete Buttigieg thing. Can we talk about that? I mean, I know it's Saturdays for Sanity and we're not supposed to, but
we can.
It just happened. And for folks who don't know, somebody, I think from a southern state, called Child Protective Services in Michigan on Pete Buttigieg. And they showed up, a cop and a social worker showed up at his house, told him that he was not allowed to be alone with his own children for 24 hours. He and Chasten had to send the kids to their grandparents' house.
God, the grandparents were nearby, by the way.
Thank God the grandparents were nearby. And then the next day, the children went in for a forensic interview with Child Protective Services.
They're 4 years old.
Yeah, these are the little twins.
4-year-old twins. And then Pete was interviewed. And of course, eventually the cops and the CPS person came to the, understanding that this was politically motivated and that it wasn't true and that, everything, the kids were allowed to reunite with Chasten and Pete. But can you imagine CPS being called on you and you being told that you cannot, he's not in Indiana, Renee, he's in Michigan now. Pete and Chasten live in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yes, I can imagine, Lawrence, and it's like the like ice cold blood dread of that.
Of course,
it's so monstrous.
And he tied it to, and it's friends. It's still June, so you can see our little Mayday logo on the top right is put up in rainbow colors. But it is. He said he thinks it happened after Father's Day when they posted a picture of themselves with the twins, and obviously it's 2 dads, and also because it's Pride. I think they did something for Pride as well because it's Pride Month.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if this was LGBTQ related or just politically related. It happened to, and not, he could have been married to. I don't know what this was about. All I know is from a purely human perspective, as a parent, and Dana, the thought of being separated from my child for 24 hours and not being able to be in touch with him and not being able to be in contact and not knowing what that means is the biggest punishment you could levy on somebody. Like, come after me all you want, but leave the kids out of it. And so whoever did this, that is inhuman.
Right.
That is inhuman. Like you want to go after Pete because you don't like. Listen, you want to go after Pete because he's gay and you're a fucking homophobe. Have at it. Go call him whatever names you want to call him. Go be an asshole. That is your First Amendment right. Like, fine. But to go after somebody's children and to separate children from their parents, and the children, luckily the grandparents were there, but they didn't know that. They could have gone into protective services. They could have gone to a foster home for 24 hours.
Right.
Imagine what that would have done to the kids to be separated from their caregivers.
Yep.
Right. They're 4. They can't have any understanding
right.
of what's happening other than daddy is gone. What did I do wrong? Why am I not with my dads?
And I can only imagine if this happened to, I don't know, Melania and Donald Trump.
Oh, God.
When Barron was 4 or 10, and how off limits everybody says he was, how off limits apparently he still is, even though he's a psychopath adult now.
Right.
Like, I mean, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, that is just that. Like, these are kids. I know it's Saturdays, but like, I'm so glad you brought this up because these are children. These are kids we're talking about.
Yeah. And folks are saying in the chat, like, it shows that there's no bottom with these people, and that is what is terrifying, right? Because we are about to enter some of the most politically charged years of this country's history, with the midterms and leading up to the 2028 elections and Donald Trump getting older. I mean, the dude isn't going to make it until the end of his term. Like, this is about to be some of the most contentious political times, I mean, I don't know, maybe that's hyperbole, but
hyperbole. Yeah.
Like,
by the way, pray that he makes it because Vance is worse.
Yeah, Vance is absolutely worse. Absolutely. Yeah. And imagine, like, if they're going to do this to Pete, imagine what they're going to do. They're going to, what somebody learned from this is that it worked. Right?
Yep. At some level, it worked. Thankfully, only 24 hours this time. If we know anything from watching this, like, Lawrence and I have the daily whatever shows Effed Up Friday every Friday where we talk about the news. We make it a competition. And it's lighthearted, but we're doing it with a very dark intent, which is like, we don't want to end up being boiled frogs. We want to be watching how things are devolving. So yeah, a year and a few months into this administration, he lost his kids for 24 hours. What happens in another year and a half?
Right.
What will we accept?
Right.
If this is sort of a like, oh yeah, that happened, and we have no recourse. You can't tell me they can't find the person who did this. I'm sorry, we have like AI embedded in everyone's brains practically.
Of course we can. And I hope they do. And I hope this person suffers the consequences of, first and foremost, wasting public taxpayer dollars.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, at the very least, they should get a bill for the police officer and the CPS personnel.
And I don't know if it's a crime because obviously we have no evidence that this wasn't, directed at him because he's gay. I mean, I think we all know, but
yeah.
I don't think anybody got on the phone and was like, you get those 2 gay guys, like, I don't think it was that. But
it was 100% that, even though they probably didn't say it.
I think it was that. And I've heard people speculate, and who knows if with speculation, but I think they were hoping they'd find anything, right? Like, they were hoping that they would find any tiny sliver of controversy, and
I mean, CPS must go into houses where there's so much awfulness happening, right? That if you walk into a house and the house is messy or the kid's wearing a dirty diaper and running around and has a rash on his butt, like, I don't think they blink at that kind of stuff. I mean, I think it takes a lot for CPS to take the kids away.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I'm thinking of the Simpsons episode where the kids get taken away from Marge because she put the toilet paper on in the improper underhand position.
I'm an underhand toilet paper person, by the way.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nobody calls CPS on Julie because that, according to The Simpsons, is the wrong way.
I am also, this is a big controversy in my house. I'm a big Charmin, like, extra soft toilet paper person.
Oh,
yeah. Same.
And my husband is like, this is the worst toilet paper ever. He's into the tree bark. He's into the
rough stuff.
Yeah. Tree bark.
I'm with you, Julie.
Tree bark for you, Lawrence. Really?
Yeah, I'm going to say
What?
something. It's really controversial. It may get us like banned from YouTube if I say it out loud.
Oh,
But
oh,
but I know why.
oh.
Why?
Butt crack hair. Men with hairy butt cracks can't use that soft stuff. Soft stuff. It shreds. It shreds on your hair.
Really? That's interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
I despise the soft toilet paper because it always falls apart. I have a hairy butt.
Fascinating. Why would my husband not share this with me?
I mean, because
Because you
how
need your gay
often
best.
do how often does anyone other than me, who clearly has no filter whatsoever, talk about something like, "Do
Oh,
you
I
have a
know.
hairy butthole or not?"
This would be a logical explanation as opposed to just yelling at me all the time about buying the wrong toilet paper and
Yeah,
actually going out to the store and buying his own and
right.
Right.
replacing mine.
Because no man wants to wipe their butt and have the toilet paper fall apart so that you're then touching poop. Are you kidding?
Oh,
Lawrence, have changed. Like this has
there's-
opened my eyes. This is like the most friends. I don't know what you come here to watch every week, but for me, this is the most useful piece of information I have ever gotten off of doing any of these shows.
Yeah,
wow. Did Lawrence just save your marriage? Because I feel like maybe he did.
Suddenly, Lawrence, everything has fallen into place.
yeah.
This is the
I'm
one
telling.
contention in my marriage, and now I will accept. I, I will accept the rough stuff. I don't like it.
Right,
I
right.
hate it, but,
Charmin
but I will.
falls apart in that situation. Charmin is not designed for that environment.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Oh my God, Lawrence.
Seriously, you should write. You should
Lawrence.
write about this, Lawrence.
There you go.
Because
Right. Hey, my next essay is going to solve the Israel-Palestine question and also save your marriage
It's kind
because
of
your
a
husband has.
the toilet paper poop too soft, hairy butt question.
Yeah, yeah,
wow.
The SEO hits on this. I'm just. Well, how are you
yeah.
going to keyword
The
it?
more you know. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Sean Donahue, not for nothing, but can't your husband shop for himself? He does shop for himself. That's what I'm saying. I buy
Right. He goes out and he buys the other toilet paper
and replace
because
the toilet
he
paper.
he doesn't know how to say to you, Julie, baby, I love you, but that soft stuff shreds on my butt hair, and I
He,
can't have that.
he
Oh my
can.
god.
I love him even if he had butt hair. I've never examined it, but that's okay.
Oh my gosh.
This is
Saturdays for insanity.
this is fascinating. Wow, Lawrence, thank you. You have no idea how much I thank you for this information.
You're welcome.
Wow. Yes, I agree. I agree. I hate Scott toilet paper way too thin, but apparently, Jessica, you're a woman, so therefore you don't understand, as I did not understand until 5 minutes ago, about why Scott is necessary. They should just put
This
this.
is.
They should just put this on the label. Like,
I
I think
honestly,
there
they
should
should
just
be
be like a
like,
chart. I'm picturing like a
right, how hairy is your butt?
and
Yeah,
house, yeah, and then like
right. Do you
recommended
wax
brands.
or not? Got a Brazilian? Go buy the fluffy stuff. You know?
Right. This should be on like Wirecutter. New York Times, pay attention. They just need to have the grid of
Right.
like.
How recently did you wax?
I did not think we would be talking about this today. Um, I've told you guys this already, but can I tell you a funny story about something that happened to me last weekend about the show? And do
Yeah,
you want to say this on air?
is it
yes.
about butt hair?
It is not about butt hair. It's me lightly changing the topic, but it's
Oh,
making me
okay.
laugh because I remember
We can only go from here, Dana. So go ahead. Yes.
it's graduation season. I was at a graduation party for my daughter's boyfriend at his mom's house. It was lovely, sunny day. We're out on the deck, and I sat down with the mom's book club friends, who I did not know, introduced myself. And the woman next to me, I'm not going to say her name because people have a right to be anonymous, but she was like, were you on YouTube this morning? I feel like I woke up listening to you.
On this
And
show?
yes,
Oh my God.
she is a fan of Mayday. And I asked her, how did you find Mayday? And she was like, the YouTube algorithm. And the reason I'm thinking of this is like, how is our algorithm going to We're talking about soft toilet paper and butt crack hair.
Well, I'll tell you what, friends, this is the most useful information. Forget politics. This is the kind of
I,
information people should come to Mayday for, because this is actually.
this is why Lawrence has been my best friend for 47 years, because you don't have to be embarrassed to ask anything. You're just like, so.
Lawrence is now my best friend for the last 5 minutes because he's basically saved the day. I'm telling this, and okay. And also, we don't fight over the overhand toilet paper thing, but we do, I've noticed, put it on differently. My husband and I. He'll do the overhand where I do the underhand.
Yeah, yeah. Jeff Curry in the chat is saying, it don't take that long to shave it. Just saying, Jeff Curry, have you ever tried to shave your own hairy butt? It is hard.
It sounds like maybe he has with that.
I mean, it sounds like he has. Like, honey, I've tried. Like shaving, waxing, I've done it all. And you're right. Right after a fresh shave or a wax, give me the Charmin and the soft, fluffy stuff. It is lovely. But the moment the stubble starts growing in, nope.
Interesting. This is fascinating.
Illuminating.
This is illuminating conversation. Lauren?
We never know where the conversation is going, but this was not on my bingo card for Saturday for Sanity.
I'm amazed and illuminated and educated all at once.
Yeah.
And both of my chats are crashing.
I tried to change the subject to Dolly Parton at one point. It didn't stick. We went back to Taylor, but apparently shaving buttholes is the thing that does it.
Well, I got to tell you, suddenly everything makes sense. And somebody in the chat said, you have a septic system, so you got to use Scott. You got to use the tough stuff. We're in the house that I'm in right now. We also have a septic system. So this is where that's his excuse for why we need Scott. So I will take it here. But in New York, we don't have a septic system. In New York, you can flush a body down the toilet and it'll go through.
Right. Because that's probably happened once or twice before in New York.
In New York, you can flush a body down a toilet. It's t-shirts, Julie. You're good. Made of money.
It's true. When you guys come visit me, you'll see what I'm talking
about. Oh my God. I'm dead. That's so funny.
Plane and you flush the toilet, it's like whoosh, like it's like a whoosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Basically, that's New York. I have no idea where the pipes go. I have no idea what ends up on the other side of the pipe, but the reality is they're very strong.
I'm weeping.
Right. Well, there are alligators down there, right? Like, isn't that the...
That's in Florida, but yeah, maybe there's probably an alligator in New York somewhere. Somebody's probably coming in their house. But the reality is, you could definitely flush Maggie down the toilet. She's small enough where you could probably flush her.
Oh, Maggie's too soft and beautiful for the New York City sewer system. Don't flush her.
Maggie's a soft like Charmin. She is. She's very soft.
She's just a baby.
I think Maggie would end up ruling the sewers if you did that. She'd end up being the queen of the sewers.
Guys, so I think I told you I was up in Boston, or maybe I haven't seen you since last Saturday. I had to go up to Boston. My husband was nowhere to be found. My son plays squash, and he did a squash camp at Harvard. Came back injured, which is unfortunate. But because I take this dog with me, my husband rightly was like, I can't be stuck with two dogs. Like it's too much. And he works, and it's a lot. So Maggie's not house trained enough where she is. My son is now shoving Maggie in my face to show me how cute she is because he's worried I'm going to flush her down the toilet. Because I moved back. Tell the story of how I want to flush her down the toilet because I had to take her with me. So I'm sitting in this hotel room. I'll take her, fine. I'm sitting in this hotel room in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and it's this beautiful view of. Have you guys ever been to Boston?
I was born there.
You were?
Well, the North Shore, yeah.
Where?
Lynn Hospital, which Lynn is not it was not a good neighborhood back then. And I know there's a song, Lynn, Lynn, City of Sin, never come out the way you came in. People have sung it to me, but I moved before I turned 4. But we lived in Swampscott and Peabody. And we had friends in Marblehead. So
yes, we're in the North Shore. So have you been there, Lawrence, to Boston?
I've been to Boston many times. Well, not many, like 3 times. but one of them was for the 2004 Democratic National Convention as a
I was
delegate.
there. You were. I was there too, Lawrence. I don't know if we ran into each other, but I was not a
Oh my
delegate.
gosh, you guys
I, I
passed in
was
the
I
night
was a
and didn't
delegate on the
know.
floor for Obama's Red America, Blue America speech.
Oh, that's actually something that's historic. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
There's an amazing
there's a
photo.
there's a photo. I think it's on MSNBC still, or whatever they're called now.
No.
And it's Obama in the middle of his speech, and it's looking behind him, looking at the audience, and you can see me standing there holding an Obama '04 poster because he was running for Senate. Right, he hadn't yet been elected.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I was not in the building for the floor speech. I was at the BU pub having drinks, but I remember that. So I went to college in Boston. First of all, I went to college in Boston 30 years ago. I don't even recognize the city now. It is like people talk about San Francisco. It is San Francisco on the East Coast. It is so beautiful now. It is completely. It's the most amazing city. Fell in love with Boston all over again. I went to parts.
The Big Dig ended up being worth it.
Ended up being worth it. The seaport which used to be all parking lots, is now this beautiful neighborhood. I was bored. I had nothing to do, and I have this electric car that I had to charge because God knows my whole life revolved around charging this fucking car. So I had to go outside the city to go charge it because God forbid Boston actually has chargers in the city.
That's
Come on, Michelle Wu.
So I'm driving back, and I'm passing Bunker Hill, and I was like, I've never been to Bunker Hill. So I go to Charlestown, and the reason I'd never been to Bunker Hill is because back in the day when I lived in Boston, but Charlestown, where Bunker Hill was like the combat zone. You didn't go there; it was a really bad place.
Yeah.
Now Charlestown has become the most beautiful, amazing place. So I go to Bunker Hill, which really is a tiny little hill. I was kind of surprised to see how small it is. It's actually on Breeds Hill. It's not even on Bunker Hill. I don't know why they call it the Battle of Bunker Hill because it took place on Breeds Hill. But so I did a little bit of that. But other than that, I stayed in this hotel room with Maggie the whole time because I didn't want her to tear it up. And I'm so sick of this dog, you guys. I can't even take it. 5 days of just babysitting a dog.
Oh, but she's so beautiful.
My son holding Maggie up. So people
oh my God.
She's so cute.
She's so cute.
Can she come stay with Uncle Lawrence in Indiana?
Oh, you don't want her to stay with you, Uncle Lawrence, because she now bites furniture and she's into wood. So she gnaws on furniture. And when she's done gnawing on furniture, she'll start gnawing on your hardwood floors, which is what she's doing here.
I've got 2 cats. They'll train her. They'll keep her in line.
Oh, I can't visit
Kira,
you.
My little Kira could watch her. My kids could watch her. They're very good with dogs.
Well, I have to say, my son, I'm looking at him right now, he's so in love with this dog. All he does is he holds her like this, like a little baby, and she's like,
oh, that's so sweet.
The Cynthia Rice, our beloved moderator, says that she is the dachshund whisperer. So there you go.
Tell me what to do, Cynthia, because this little dog is out of control. She's very sweet. She sleeps and she wakes up. She goes crazy. She's like, she turns into like, remember Gremlins? Remember that movie from the 80s?
Oh yeah.
She basically,
if you let them eat after midnight, right?
She turns into. If you let her eat after midnight, she'll turn into that. She'll be like, she'll go crazy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes, I do, Robert. I do have a chew for her. I know it helps with teething. Unfortunately, whatever chew I give her, she still prefers my wood furniture. So like, we got a coffee table. We have to put the coffee table up on the couch so she can't get to it because we don't want her chewing the legs on the coffee table. It's a problem. I know
that is a problem. I'm sorry.
But she is very sweet, and she's a little puppy, and I'm sure in 6 months she'll be much better. But it's a tough 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also has to have surgery because she was born with a hernia, umbilical hernia. So she has to have.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I know. I can show you here. Give it to me so you can see what I'm talking about. See this thing?
Oh yeah.
This? Yeah, that's an umbilical hernia.
Baby.
I know, my sweet girl. John Donahue, did I go through this with my other dogs? I did. The problem with her is she's not potty trained. My Hagrid, my older dog, was potty trained in like 2 seconds. Super fast potty trained. And I live in New York, so like think about it. I have to go outside to take him out. I take her outside. She refuses to go outside. She'll only go in the pad in the house, in the apartment. And it's it's not as easy as opening up your back door and letting somebody out in the city.
Right.
So I know. All right, you guys, what else for the good of the order here? Now that we've discovered all the most important information of all time, which is why Scott toilet paper is the way to go. Lawrence, you should be doing ads for Scott toilet paper.
Well, they are launching sponsorships, right?
Right.
On
Come on,
Substack.
Substack sponsors.
Yes. Hey, Substack. Hey, Scott. Do you want to sponsor the Mayday Project? Because
Well, and if Charmin wants to sponsor, because the women, noticed were like Team Charmin.
Yeah.
Right.
All the women in the chat, I noticed, were all Team Charmin.
Right. And some of the gay dudes would be like, "Do you keep that pussy waxed? You need Charmin."
Right. And then the rough and tough ones will be like, "No." I'm laughing because there's so there is a creator I adore. He goes by Speech Prof. He's huge. I'm not like making him up. He's on Substack a bit, but I see him more on Reels on Instagram. And he is a speech professor in LA, but he's a super ally feminist millennial dude, and he's just very funny. And I can't explain why, but he responded to a reel once because he does a lot of like clapping back, going back to your show, about men who were claiming that real men have skid marks, that it's gay to wipe. So he was speaking back to these disgusting male influencers and just being like, why and he pronounces it wipe when he does it. Why do you not wipe? And then he became known for it. So people kept sending him video after video to respond to. So now if you Google Speech Prof, like the first Google result will be like doesn't wipe or something like that. And he has made reels about the fact that he is now associated with this, but he's very funny. And it's so I feel like this toilet paper question then has this other kind of cultural political question of, or are there men out there who are just opting out because they're like, that's so gay, babe. You do my laundry.
Dreams of glass. I'm a woman. I prefer the rough stuff. Why? Why would anybody prefer the rough stuff? I mean, I understand why Lawrence does, but if you're a woman, why would you prefer the rough? Like, why? Again, why? It's like, really? It's no. It's,
right. This is.
Yeah. Dana, you sent me one of those Speech Prof videos once, and there's one of them where he starts with a video that someone sent him, and it's like some young gym bro like going into the gym, and he's like interviewing all his other gym bros, and the question is just like, do you have skid marks? And every guy that he talks to is like, yeah,
of course I do.
Like everybody does.
Why? I mean, like,
honestly, why?
The rationale, and I'm not kidding because I have watched a lot of these response videos. The rationale from the men is like, your women will just do your laundry, and it's gay to touch even your own butthole to wipe it. That is where we are with the state of young gym bro men. Not a hashtag, not all gym bro men. But this is the content your son will be seeing or is seeing on the internet. That there's a belief that even to wipe one's own bottom is beneath them.
If you wonder, young men, why there's a loneliness epidemic.
Right.
If you're an involuntary celibate and you're wondering why women don't want to have sex with you, it might be because you smell. It's not just about doing laundry. It's that if you don't wipe, there's a stench that comes and follows you, and nobody wants to be around somebody who smells. So there you go. I find a woman who once was 20 years old.
Right. And I as much as I write about dating and relationships and the challenges that are out there, as a Gen X aged woman, I have never encountered this. I cannot even fathom that's how low the bar is sunk. That he responds to women sometimes who are like, am I unreasonable for wanting this? And it's like, girl, the bar is so low. Oh my God.
If you're a woman, like, are you really going to have a conversation? Like, are we really supposed to have conversations with men?
Yes.
About this?
About why it's important.
About why it's important. Like, I don't mind having the conversation with my husband about toilet paper because whatever, it's just a personal preference.
Yeah.
This is disgusting, and nobody wants to be around you. And you asked about my son, the content that he's going to be seeing. I think my son hopefully was raised by a mother who's taught him about hygiene, although it's now almost noon and teeth brushing, I'm not sure, has commenced. He just says, no, it has. No, it hasn't. But nevertheless, like hygiene is something you teach your kids about, like from an early age. That's what potty training is about. It's not just about how to go, it's about how to go. I can't even
how to take care of one's body.
Yeah, and Michelle B said bidets in Japan in every bathroom. True, and also in Europe, bidets everywhere.
Yeah.
And I have
I'm a bidet convert, I've got to say.
Really?
Oh, like the really good ones that have warm, hot, and that warm water and a blow dryer. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I've never used a bidet. Have you, Dana?
Not really. I do not have one here. No, when we were in Europe on the Taylor Swift trip, I tried one and I was like, that's whoa.
How do you? I don't even understand how you use a bidet. Do you strap? Like, how does it work?
Well, okay, so they're new bidet toilet seats, right? Like you replace your toilet seat, and you just sit on it. And when you're done doing your business, you have the remote control. And you can aim where the water goes, front or back, and the temperature of it, and whether it's a steady stream or a pulse, and then after the water, the good ones have an air dryer that shoots a jet of air to dry you off.
There's no use toilet paper?
You don't even need toilet paper. Like, it's so effective, you don't need the toilet paper. It is life-changing. I do not have one here, but I've used one. Like the high-end Japanese bidet toilet seats, oh my God, will change your life.
In Japan, and there were bidets, and it never even occurred to me to use one. I wish we had you guys, this is so educational. I wish we had this conversation before I went to Japan. Now I'm going to have to go back to Japan just to figure this out.
You definitely need to go back to Japan.
I mean, I need to go back to Japan for a number of reasons because it's so incredible and so good.
Yes.
Well, can we talk about have you read the Wall Street Journal article about funflation? Like how part of what's happening right now is everything that is even remotely fun costs so much more than concert tickets or like the frame they use is tickets to the World Cup, right? Like you're not going to the World Cup unless you've got like 10 grand to drop.
It's insane. I can't get a ticket for my son because he really wants to go. There's no way.
Right.
And
and
especially if you're not so Lawrence, was it 10 grand to buy the tickets originally? I'm not a sports fan, or is that post sale market, resale market?
That's resale market. So what I understand is, so Cliff is Cliff is at the game today, right? But what he did is, I mean, I don't know his business. I don't know how much he spent on them, but I know that he entered into the pool like 2 years ago. Basically said I will buy any ticket for these dates. I don't care who it is. Like, I don't care who's playing. Like, if you wanted to have, any control over who you were playing or, what teams you were seeing, then it cost money. But if you entered yourself into sure, I'll take any ticket you give me, it was not as expensive. But still, like, a family of 4, even if tickets are, $2 grand each, that you're still dropping $8 grand for your family.
Not to mention, get there in New York, you have to take, as I said, they shut down everything else. You have to take New Jersey Transit. It is $100 round trip.
Yep.
To go in normal times, it's like $20.
Right.
So
I mean, imagine
crazy.
What a beer costs at that game, right? Like, I'm sure a beer is $30.
Yeah, Climate Pledge. We went. Climate Pledge Arena is where the Seattle Kraken, the ice hockey team, plays. It's a beautiful arena right in Seattle Center underneath the Space Needle.
The once and future Seattle Supersonics basketball team will play there.
Yeah, back when it was called Key Arena, but now it's super fancy and it's Climate Pledge Arena.
Climate Pledge Arena, that is so Seattle. Everybody else is sponsored by
it's Bezos.
So this is it's an Amazon initiative. Amazon doesn't put a ton of branding on it, but the Climate Pledge is an Amazon initiative, and it is their stadium.
Got it.
And it is amazing. Like the food choices are great. Everything is compostable.
And
Like it,
the Supersonics play there?
they played
they
there
will.
back when it was a cinder block called Key Arena. It has been reborn as Climate Pledge. But I was there a few weeks ago and we saw the skaters on ice thing. The Olympians
Yeah.
came and did an exhibition, and it was rather delightful way to spend an evening. But I did get a glass of champagne because somehow I got the tickets on StubHub. Like my kids asked for it after the main sales, and I was like, these were not very expensive tickets, and somehow we were in a box seat that was being sponsored by Moet and Chandon, I think. It was some shit. And I was like, oh, I'll get a glass because I'm here, and I don't know how we got such good tickets. It was a $40 glass of wine.
Oh.
And it was like, oh yeah, I'm at Climate Pledge. And it was in like a shitty cup. It wasn't even in glass. But
well, you know that go ahead. Sorry, Dana.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, my kids love going to concerts, and so do I. And it has become like the funflation you're talking about, Lawrence. If you are lucky enough to get in and get the tickets, like I got tickets for Phoebe Bridgers through normal sales. And they were expensive, but not crazy, like a couple $100, I think. It's if you can't. I tried to get tickets for the Daisy Chain. It has one word too many. Daisy Chain Fields Festival. Which we should talk about. Have you heard about this festival?
Mm-mm.
Either of you? Okay. It was announced this week, and tickets went on sale immediately. This is amazing. I'm sure you remember Lilith Fair.
Oh, of course.
Okay. So hold on, because I did write a little story about this. I'm going to go find it. It's on Medium, not on Substack, but I'll still share the link. So announced on Tuesday, ticket sales Thursday, the Daisy Chain Fields Festival, sponsored by Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay.
And it is an all women music festival.
Nice.
Hold on, I'm looking for the link. And it's in Irvine. It's in like near LA. Actually, I don't know how close that is to LA, but Lawrence, you would know. I think it's pretty close.
Irvine, I know where it is. It's not that far.
Yeah. Here it is. So I'm going to read you actually, it's not here. The bill is extraordinary. It's all women. And the poster lists them in alphabetical order. So even though Olivia Rodrigo created the festival, she's listed in the middle. So I'm going to read the lineup. It's not that long, and your jaw's going to hit the ground because it's multi-generational and completely awesome. Bikini Kill, Chapel Roan, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, Dice Spitz, Dochi, Eli, Garbage, Cat's Eye, Mitski, I love, Not for Radio, Olivia Rodrigo, Quiet Light, Rachel Chino Riri, I think, Santa Gold, The Breeders, with special guests Karen O, Sarah McLachlan, and Stevie Nicks.
Oh my God.
So it's a ton of contemporary artists, a ton of kind of millennial artists, and then the Gen X and Boomer artists are the special guests. And she is, of course, hat tipping Lilith because she brought Sarah McLachlan in.
Right. So good.
It's such a good lineup. And I tried to get tickets because it's right before my daughter leaves for college. It's the end of August. And I sat in the queue for over an hour and then was told I could add my name to the wait list. And that's it. So that means we didn't get tickets.
But they were $200.
The general admission tickets were $255 plus fees.
Yeah.
But then there were the VIP and the blah, 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 blah tickets that were more. But to hear all those bands, that's a price that makes sense to me. You would pay that much just to go see Stevie Nicks.
But this is, again, like the whole funflation thing, right? Like,
yes.
So Betsy in the chat is saying $200 tickets are reasonable. I guess this is why I've barely ever been to concerts.
That's the crazy thing. That's very reasonable now.
Right. Like you're going to get 3 tickets. That it's going to be $1,000 just for the tickets.
Just for the tickets. Yes.
And then you've got to go to LA to actually go to the show.
Yeah. It would be astronomical. And Lady Gaga came through last year and didn't get Ticketmaster hates me. I don't generally get picked for the queue. And my daughters really wanted to go, and so did I. And I was like, hey, we've never seen Lady Gaga. We've seen most of their favorites, but we've never seen Lady Gaga. And yeah, it was thousands of dollars a ticket. And I was like, I'm sorry, kids. I know how much this means. And also I can't.
I will work on that for you. And I really will. If you can come to New York, I will.
Oh my God, we would come to New York. We're talking about so we have no travels planned for this summer, which is really bumming me out. It's my daughter's last summer before she leaves for college. I will need to go to fly. She will need to fly to get where she's going, and I'm going to go too, and I'm going to stay for a bit of time because it's far and because she asked me to. How sweet is that? She's like, will you hang out in case I need you for a few days? And I was like, oh, yes. But that'll be in September. And the one thing we're considering doing this summer is I was like, it's off season to go to New York, but maybe we should just go to New York. I feel like I have friends there now, like you, Julie. And
well, go to New York. I will tell you.
Tell me when, because maybe I'll try to overlap, because I'm determined to get to New York this summer.
Guys, I will give you. I'm around. If I don't go to Ukraine, I will be around all of August. Weekends are a little tough, but
perfect. We would be there at because we would be there after mid-August, somewhere in the latter half of August, if we were to do it.
Yes, I have to be in DC for part of that. We can work it out. We don't have to.
Okay.
Plans online, but 100%. Michelle and I will take you guys around and show you everything.
Amazing.
That would be.
We keep talking about doing a show called Julie and Michelle's New York, and we can do it with you guys. We could show you around, and we can. Put it up.
Yes. Plus, we need to introduce you to Aiden Wharton, who was my co-host for the Not Straightforward show that we were doing for a while.
Is he in New York?
Yeah, he's in New York. He and his husband live in New York, and he's a podcaster, and his Substack is called Gay Buffet. Awesome guy, lots of great topics. We could have a super fun New York whirlwind trip.
We keep meeting these amazing people in New York. Jane Pratt is in New York. I don't know if you guys know each other, but I love her. And Sari Botten is there, and I think Rachel Kramer Bissell is just outside the city from Open Secrets, where she published my Father's Day story in her literary magazine.
Leonard is close by. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, there's just so many to meet, and I have never seen a show on Broadway, and my youngest especially is super into theater right now. I'm like, we should go to Broadway.
We are seeing, it's so funny. I have a friend, my best friend from college is coming in from San Francisco. She grew up in Connecticut, so she obviously, which is in southern Connecticut, right by New York. So she obviously knows New York really well. But her husband is from California, and he's been here once or twice, but not really, Do you hear this dog growling? This is what
I can.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's a Tasmanian devil in your house.
Right now. I will, John Donahue, I will take him to see Tony Danza. I know exactly where he hangs out. We can go.
Yeah,
we could. Yeah. And we'll get a blue van and we'll ride up and down like Tony Danza did and Who's the Boss. Anyway, so please control this. I know she's biting your leg. Please control.
Can you imagine if we could do a Saturdays for Sanity? We have to go into separate rooms in New York.
We'll get a studio. It's not a problem.
I love it. Last weekend, I met my first Substack friend in person. It's Libby Grant. She's a writer, a novelist. Her most commonly used pen name is Olivia Hawker. I have not read her books yet, but she's a best-selling author. She writes full-time for a living. We met her through Substack, and she lives on the San Juan Islands, which are islands due north and west of Seattle. They're very rural, and we love Libby. She is a riot, and she does a sheep stream from the San Juan Islands, where she just goes out and literally sits in the fields with sheep.
Right.
And so she came out here, and it was the Saturday of solstice weekend. So it was the night before the solstice, and we went live, and I was like, we have to get to Golden Gardens, which is this beach that's on the west. It's in Northwest Seattle, and it's all the way to the water looking at the Olympic Mountains over the peninsula, and people go to watch the sunset. And so we watched the sunset live.
I love that.
We might have seen Dave Matthews on the beach, but we're not sure if it was him.
Does he live around there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He does. He's not a Seattle native, but he lives.
No, I know. He's in Virginia. Well, I think he's from South Africa, actually. But yeah. You guys come to New York.
Let's do this.
So yes, what I was saying is my best friend is coming to New York from also the end of August.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've never seen Book of Mormon. Do you guys want to go with us? And I was like, I'm the only person in New York who's never seen Book of Mormon on Broadway.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys seen it?
Yeah. I have seen it, not on Broadway, but it's a riot. It is
fun.
It's so good. And it may not seem as shocking now. I feel like our shock meters are out of whack, but the first time I saw it, like my jaw down. It's so blasphemous.
I'm taking my 14-year-old. Is it inappropriate?
Oh yeah, it's body. Oh yeah. Well, it depends how lenient you are. I would let my kids
I'm
see
very
it. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole song that they're singing, and it's like a native expression. It's Mormons who are in Africa trying to convert them, and he's like, "What does this song mean?" Oh, it means like "fuck God." Singing so I'm like, you gave us all these horrible things. Fuck God.
Here's the best part. We
Yeah.
found out. My son told me this that Zach, what is it? Hakuna Matata. What's the?
Yeah,
the Lion.
Matata.
That's Lion King, right?
Yeah. What's the Lion King one? What's the Lion King? What is it? No, but what does it mean and what does it say? Remember? Yeah, but what is it? What's the phrase in whatever language it's in? Oh, whatever it is, like when he's holding up the line. What's that line? Whatever it is. That means there's a lion. It's a lion. Oh my God. Like it means nothing. It's like it's a lion. Oh my God.
That's so funny.
Nice.
Disney is suing the guy that translated this for like screwing up the brand of the Lion King.
Wow. Really? That's a good story.
What is it? Oh, the guy that wrote the song is suing the guy who's translating whatever.
Oh my God.
It's like da, 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 da. It's like, oh, it's a lion. Oh my God. Like it's nothing. So I did see The Lion King on Broadway. I was dragged to see The Lion King on Broadway. I suffered through The Lion King on Broadway. That was.
Yeah, that wouldn't be my first choice.
What? Yeah. My son just informed me that his cello teacher plays in the orchestra of The Lion King. And I would kill myself if I had to listen to that every night.
So your son is having
there should be a song called "Fuck Trump." Even better, wait until Trump the musical comes out. Okay, my dream of creating a musical called The Clintons that was only going to work if Hillary had gotten elected. Clearly, that's ruined. Somebody needs to make a "Fuck Trump" musical.
Clearly, it should be the South Park guys, like Trey Parker. Get on that stone. Get on this.
Yeah.
It wasn't Circle of Life. No, it's whatever. The the very beginning when he's holding up the lion. Yeah, it means it's a lion. Oh my God.
Nice. All I can think of is Hakuna Matata, and I know that's not the first.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, Broadway's awesome, you guys. Broadway, I have to say, like a good show on Broadway is for obvious reasons.
Yes. Also crazy expensive. I mean, I don't know about Broadway, but even out here, just to go see like the Paramount is our theater that gets the like touring Broadway shows. And I was looking at getting season tickets. My younger daughter's really into theater right now. And her big sister's going off to college, and I was like, well, this would be a really special thing to have a season ticket with her, and we could go see because there's a pretty good lineup. But I was like, oh, the cost of it is just like.
Here's the. It's not a secret in New York, but here's in case people come to New York and they don't know this. If you go to Times Square, which of course you should if you go to New York, prepare to be accosted by Elmos and others, but whatever. There is a booth called TIX, T-I-X.
Yep.
And you can get same day shows, and they're really good shows. I mean, you can't it was like Hamilton the first year you couldn't, but basically everything else, probably even Hamilton now, for super discount, like super discount tickets. So you just have.
I would totally do that because there's not like one show that I'm like we would have to go see that on Broadway. We've seen Hamilton. I would love to see Hamilton again, but okay.
So if you just go first thing in the morning when they opened and you have your pick and it's great and you can get really good seats and they're really not expensive. So
I love that.
It's fantastic. Julie always seems to know someone. Julie doesn't really seem to know anybody. It's just that I live in New York and I don't know Julie. He just happens to be haunting my existence.
All the tricks. I'm also laughing because this is a small funflation thing, but it's my like private rant of not even 2 years ago. I threw a birthday party for myself at a venue, and I hired a friend who he owns a photo booth company, and I was like, well, I want to have a photo booth, and it was digital. You know, we had it up for like 4 hours and backdrop, and we could take pictures, and he put little frames on it, and you could go download them. That was like Dana's birthday party, and he does it up really. It looks really good, and it's an activity plus a takeaway, which I thought was great. My daughter, I'm throwing a party here for my daughter and her best friend for their high school graduation. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get one of those photo booths. It was a bit of a splurge, but I think it was like $400 in September 2024. Do you want to guess how much the same thing costs now? Because I just got the proposal. $1,200. $1,200.
Wow.
And I was like, I get things are more expensive, but it's a photo booth. Like it's not a consumable. You don't have to rebuy. Well, maybe you have to replace your cameras, but like triple, I'm like, good on you for your business doing well, but like too much for my blood.
Of course.
$1,200.
Of course.
For 3 or 4 hours with a photo booth. No physical prints, just digital.
Of course, because they can. All right, friends. It's noon. I got to go feed my family. Go buy some Scott toilet paper. Lawrence, you are a life changer, and I'm going to be thinking about this conversation. Your Zionism article was good. This information is better.
Right.
Thank you.
These are the truths that we all need.
This is why you come to Mayday. This is why you come to the Daily Whatever Show, friends. Because who the hell else talk about hairy butt cracks?
Yeah.
My best friend Lawrence,
who's not a 12-year-old boy. We give you the information you need around here.
Right.
All right, friends. Everybody have a great day. We will see you guys. Michelle and I'll see you before that. Dana and Lawrence will see you before that. But the three of us plus Michelle, hopefully, will see you next week. And we are so glad that you were able to come join us every Saturday. We have a crazy good number of people on Substack today. So thank you to all of you who are in Substack and also here on YouTube. And there are my dogs trying to murder each other. So I got to run. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.